Hey YouTube, I'm Derek and welcome back to my shop. So what I got going on today is I'm building a socket organizer for the top of this US General 4-drawer tool cart. I wish I would have bought the 5-drawer in hindsight, but obviously this will work for the 5-drawer as well because they're pretty much the same up top. Of course, you'll just have to cut it to your own dimensions. So I've got my Amico plasma cutter here. I can't remember what it is. I think it's the Cut 40 or something like that. Just a cheap $200 plasma cutter. This is probably my 12th cut on that plasma cutter. And I'm cutting some scrap, probably 1/8 inch piece of sheet metal from an electrical box. And it works really well. I'm super cheap, and so I try to save a little money where I can, and I've got tons of the electrical boxes sitting around from, well, a whole different story. But yeah, so I've got a lot of them at my disposal, so I'm able to use them for that. And you'll see here in this next shot that I'm using a piece of wood as a straight edge. That just kind of is what it is. When I use a piece of metal, the plasma cutter always wants to arc out to the straight edge rather than cut what I'm trying to cut. So I've just used a piece of wood and it's worked so far just fine, and I haven't had any problems with the wood getting too hot or anything like that. And even if that were the case, then I've got a fire extinguisher in the shop. But obviously not ideal, but anyway, you know, it just kind of is what it is, like I said. So guys, if you really like this video, or if you find you like the video, maybe consider subscribing and give me a thumbs up, please. Helps me out and I'd really appreciate it. So the way I've been doing this, guys, is I have been putting the biggest socket on the end here. And it's not been this way every single time, but it's kind of what I have moved to at this point. And I will kind of space it, give it a nice even spacing all the way across, just the best I can by eyeball. And then just making sure that there's enough space between the largest socket and the next socket over in the different row of sockets. And then so I just kind of line it up on all the ends. It's definitely not turning out perfect, but good enough.
Drill my hole, I wall it around a little bit.
I take my new rivet gun that's no longer giving me fits. And lock it in. Then I'm spacing it by eyeball, making sure it's even all the way down, and drilling the second hole. Hey guys, so I'm pretty much done here. I've got a little bit more space where I can add a few more tracks later on if I want to. I'd like to get the long shaft Torx and hex head bits, put them there. But this is pretty much going to be complete. Some of this stuff is Pittsburgh, some of this stuff, most of this stuff is Quinn. A few things in here is Cobalt. So this idea isn't totally original to me. I kind of meshed a few things together. I asked some people how they were organizing in the top of the box, as I think I explained in the beginning of the video, because I felt like it was kind of a waste of space. They posted a bunch of pictures, had a lot of sockets and stuff in the top, but I didn't really look close to see how they were doing it. I just thought about these socket rails and how I've got a bunch of sheet metal, scrap sheet metal sitting in the shop, so I decided to go ahead and rivet these all in. And yeah, so I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. This is a way better organized way than keeping it in my Cobalt drawers like they used to be. It's neater. Everything's kind of accessible. The only thing, one of the things I don't like about it is I can't tell what size I'm grabbing. It's basically going to be something I have to learn over time. I'll have to pull things out, look at it, put it back, grab the one next to it, and kind of go from there. But yeah, I really do like this idea. I think that this is going to work really well for me. It took like multiple drawers worth of sockets and put them all on the top of here, making really good use of all the space in here. So guys, if you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed to my channel already, please consider subscribing for projects, tool reviews, all kinds of things, everything related to kind of a shop setting with welding and mechanics, and a little bit of woodworking occasionally. I do like to do that, but not as much as I like to do this other stuff, especially because I can make a little bit of money doing the other things like mechanic and welding, where woodworking I haven't had a whole lot of success in making a little bit of side money. So yeah guys, really appreciate it. If you are a subscriber, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.